prices have gained on the back of geopolitical concerns and high crude prices in recent days. Do you see more upside momentum in gold prices?
Look, certainly when you have a look at the current events that are impacting on gold, we do think that there is some potential for the price to certainly be volatile, and that volatility will determine the direction. If we see an escalation in certainly the events in Syria, that would push the price of gold upward. However, should we continue to see rhetoric and perhaps even Obama defeated in the House of Congress, that would then possibly see the price of gold fall. So at this point in time, you'd have to suggest that the market is very fairly or very squarely priced when it comes to the gold price movements at this point in time.
Would you say that the Fed's tapering of QE has been factored in by the gold and silver markets, or will we see an impact when the day arrives?
Look, that's really quite a difficult question. Again, we believe that it'll probably be the length of time that we see rhetoric coming out of the Federal Reserve in terms of what they plan to do about tapering QE. As the market gets complacent or used to that rhetoric, it does start to generally price in the event happening in advance. So should the rhetoric continue, and we have seen that rhetoric now continuing for some time, the market will probably be less reactive when the actual day comes. And of course the real key to the price movement will be really how much of a tapering they will actually instigate on the day. That will certainly impact the price. If they do cut significantly the tapering, then we would expect to see the price weaken quite significantly. If not, it will probably react fairly mildly.
Gold prices have seen record highs in the Indian market because of currency depreciation. How much impact do you see gold prices having on currencies?
Well, look, certainly when you have a look at the US dollar, that has a significant impact on the price of gold because gold is priced in US dollars. If you have a look at the other currencies in terms of their impacts on the gold price, it is not quite as significant, and that's basically because these currencies will move in accordance with the opposite direction that the US dollar moves, and that will create a movement in the gold price in US dollar terms. If you have a look at what's happening in India, it's not so much the currency that's been causing any impact on the gold price. It's actually been the physical demand of gold going into that country that has put some pressure at least on stopping the gold price from falling significantly further, and possibly, as we've seen over the last recent few weeks, the actual price rising back over $1,400 an ounce.
Crude oil prices have seen the 2-year high on Syria concerns. How do you see the development in the Middle East impacting crude prices?
Oh, look, certainly the Middle East will have a significant impact on what happens with the crude prices. That's because around probably 30% of global supply comes from that particular region. And of course, oil is very integral in our economies right across the Western globe. So when there's any problems or supply problems or impact on supply in that region, that will very quickly flow through to the price of crude. And we have seen that, I guess, with the recent events in Syria, where the market was quite comfortably trading in WTI at around about $100, and then as soon as we saw the chemical weapons event, that pushed the price significantly higher. So you can see that the traders are very, very touchy when it comes to events in the Middle East.